All right, joining us now to discuss all of tonight's breaking news, White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders. Sarah, good to see you. Is the president have any reaction to Ocasio-Cortez, the congresswoman's prediction that millennials think we're like the world is going to end in 12 years if we don't address climate change? Any official White House position?
Look, I don't think we're going to listen to her on much of anything, particularly not on matters that we're going to leave into the hands of a much, much higher authority, and certainly not listen to the freshman congresswoman on when the world may end. We're focused on what's happening in the world right now. We wish that Democrats like herself would engage in that conversation, help us fix some of the current problems we know exist, and work with us to get some things done, particularly on the border, fixing the national and humanitarian crisis. That's the kind of stuff we're focused on, not things that we're going to leave up to the hands of something and someone much more powerful than any of us. All
right, let's go to the issue of the shutdown, where we are. The president made a proposal to the Democrats. By the way, they rejected it before it was even, or some of them rejected it before they even heard what was in it. But these are supposed to be things that the Democrats like: Dreamers, DACA kids, etc. On top of 4 or 5 years ago, all the Democrats were in favor of building the wall and sounded like the president, but yet they have been offered one invitation after another. They refuse to sit down. They send aides and surrogates instead of themselves sitting down. At this point, it seems like the president will have to just go it alone. Do you have any news about that on any front?
Look, Sean, I certainly hope the president has to go it alone. One thing I do know is that Republicans have been in lockstep with the president because we actually believe in getting something done. The fact that Democrats went out before the president even put his proposal forward on Saturday and rejected it shows us exactly where they are, and that is that they're not looking to solve problems, but they're simply looking to kick the can down the road, obstruct any progress being made, whether it's on this issue or probably anything else. We've seen no indication that Democrats want to work with the president to actually fix the problems facing this country. I think it's a sad day in America when Nancy Pelosi rejects an idea before she's even heard it. But unfortunately, I think that she's showing us exactly who she is, what her priorities are, and that's not the American people. The only person in this process and in this back and forth that is actually doing something to help the 800,000 federal workers, that's actually doing something to stop the opioid crisis, stop human trafficking, stop the national security crisis at our border is the president. Democrats claim to care about these people, claim to want to fix problems, yet they don't want to do anything about it. They want to ignore the problem and attack the president, and I think that is a very, very sad day, and I think it shows us what a leader is and what a leader isn't. The president's a leader, and Nancy Pelosi is nothing more than an obstructionist.
Let's go to the latest State of the Union address. Where are we there?
Nancy Pelosi invited the president. He accepted. She cited security concerns as a potential reason to delay that. The United States Secret Service and DHS have addressed those concerns, and we're moving forward until something changes on that front.
Will the president consider other options if the House is not open to her? I don't know where you're going to be able to get at least 535 members of Congress and invited guests, in Washington. I'm sure there's a place, but I just don't know where that is.
I don't know if there would be a place that all of those members would attend, but the president's focus is on speaking to the American people. It's something he does every single day. Nobody does it better. And if Nancy Pelosi chooses to go in that direction, the president will continue to speak to the American people, and I'm sure he'll do that on that evening as well.
All right, let me ask you about what happened Friday with BuzzFeed. And if it's true, you had literally every major newspaper, every single network, so-called news channels, over 200 times go for if it's true and then spend hours after hour after hour saying impeachment without any verification on their own. Cheryl Atkinson has a list of 67 media mistakes in the Trump era, the definitive list. I printed out literally 47 small print pages of the Washington Examiner of mistakes the media has made in their reporting about the president in 1 year alone, and that would be 2017. his reaction to it, and does now the president's branding of fake news, is that forever etched into the minds of the American people when they see events like this on Friday and then followed by Covington and what happened to those students?
Honestly, Sean, we hope not. We hope fake news doesn't become the forever brand of the news media, because it's not good for the country. As the president said, he'd love for people to report things accurately. I think what happened with BuzzFeed is a great lesson for the media. Quit trying to be first and start trying to be right. We've seen time and time again where they run out there with these outrageous, ridiculous stories. One person reports it to begin with, and then they all jump on it. We saw it again with the Covington students. I've never seen people so happy to destroy a kid's life. When that becomes the norm in the media in America, simply because they're associated with this president, that is disgraceful, and that should never happen. Let's hope that this is a lesson to all of the media, to everyone. Let's focus on getting things right, not getting them first.
All right, Sarah, thank you so much for being with us.